I want to add this little piece of insight that I just had regarding cult culture. I am just finishing up a video that I had from Joe Rogan, a very famous podcaster from America, and he was discussing a topic with someone else regarding a certain cult that is appearing within the Western world, to be honest, like a certain subculture that they were talking about. And he was mentioning them, he was blaming them for being a cult, basically, and he was expressing that in a certain way. And in the way that I'm experiencing it is the word cult and the word culture. Because in a certain way, if you are in a cult yourself and you are experiencing life as reality, as it being true and it being helpful within that cult, and you're discussing that with someone else, then it's actually the culture. Because the word culture actually means a cult. Like it's in the word culture. And what I often do for myself is I ask myself the questions, as in, not am I in a cult, but it is observing the reality around me and deciding, is this something helpful? Is this helpful culture? Or is this a helpful piece of the cult? Or is that something that I want to step out of? And the more and more that I'm experiencing my own thoughts with the second brain methodology and exploring my own thoughts, the more and more that I realize in what kind of cult that I personally am for myself, based on the words that I'm saying. This also includes like me recording myself and exploring that like out in the open, like being vulnerable with that. Like that's in a certain way also a cult. It's a cult that I uh, want to be in, to explore my own thoughts and to share that with others, like to be very vulnerable and open upon that. But it's also that state of me complaining a little bit sometimes, or me being judgmental, or me being fearful sometimes, or me being anger or depressed. All of these little states are a reflection upon the culture that I'm in, that I've grew up in, comparison to different cults, to different cultures. And the biggest challenge that many of us have is to identify that culture and to not identify ourselves with that piece. As in, I am this, I am a Democrat, or I am a Republican, and identify your own being, your own intellect with that idea. Because one of the biggest cults that I see, is identify yourself with a piece of information, with a piece of reality, and perceive that to be your truth. The biggest gap, the biggest escape, is to externalize that level and to see, hey, what's going on there, even with my own behavior. And asking questions, as in, okay, but what's the culture piece that I'm showing at this time? And at that state, you're experiencing that state of freedom. I get goosebumps because of it. It's it's experiencing that state of escaping that concept. And then you find so much. Then you truly find so much. So I invite you to like tune into yourself, to tune into the belief systems that you have, because the belief systems are the reality that you perceive to be true. And to really ask yourself, as in, what's actually going on here? What do I perceive to be true? And is this something that's benefiting me at this time? And it could be a yes, like, please do. But when I'm listening to people like Joe Rogan and also other authors, like I created the one that underneath that. Like, even within the communities that I'm in, I'm asking myself, like, is this a cult or is this a culture that I agree with, or is this beneficial for my personal emotional state? Because that's the underlying one. Like, does this make me feel better? Like, in the state that I'm in the lines that I'm in, for me at this moment, this is an like, does this actually work? And well, it is an interesting one. So I kind of want to close it off with that. Do with this as you like. This is a little piece of insight to my soul, to my understanding. Let me say it differently, to the level of being. And I really hope this is immensely valuable to the next level of being, because that's the goal. This is the little nugget that I want to share out. And yeah, let's enjoy. Bye now.